All right, all right, all right. What is happening, everybody? Welcome to this wonderful Thursday. Just going live on Instagram now. Just going to click the go live button. Hope everyone's doing all right out there. We are here for another day of deal sauce, lead generation, and getting better. I think we want to do some more. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear, success stories. I also want to see like if we're having troubles pulling lists. So what is maybe a better market to go in right now? I'm going to share a few things today, and we'll let some audience members, come on in. But for all intents and purposes, we are going to be doing the thing, all things deal sauce. So, I'll go through some quick updates, and as we go on these Thursdays, we'll go through all things, we want transparency. I want you guys up to speed on what we're doing, what we're always trying to improve and try to give you guys a better product and give you a better service. And also have a word in that. I think that's pretty powerful too. Like if there's something that you want. So for instance, I'll give you an example. I was on a private call on Tuesday. So every Tuesday I do a private Zoom inside of, the Gator members, Subto members. And someone said, hey, can we get some school data? I do a lot of stuff in Texas and I like schools and I want to know that I'm in the best school systems where I'm flipping these houses. And it's something that I typically don't think about all too often, but it's one of those things that it goes with your market, right? So that happens to be a thing. I'm like, that's really good. And there was another idea one of my friends came through with, which we're going to develop, and I'm not going to talk about right now. But another key feature to be a search feature that will make selling deals. If you get their deals and selling, it'll make them pretty easy to sell. But yeah, guys, well, people pile in. We'll go. This is recorded, so we'll have evergreen. You can always come back to it, always go through it. I'm going to give a list away at the end of the day. I'm going to skip trace a list, figure out a list, skip trace it, and then give it away. So I'll tell you guys, go. The easiest way would probably just go to my DMs and Instagram and DM me, and then myself, my assistant, someone will get you that list. But at the end of the day, what I want to do is pull lists, get different resources, whatever it is, and give it to you guys. Give it to the folks that show up. And then whether we do deals together, whether you come back and, hey, what do I do now? I'd love to like do live underwriting. We'll have someone who got the lead, got the deal. Maybe it's going under contract, and we have to underwrite it, then go to contract, get the TC involved, do the whole thing. So I think that would be pretty dope. And for someone who may be on the outside, not doing deals, not knowing how to do deals, I think that's powerful. And it's practically you being able on the passenger seat of a car, of the deal, joining it alongside. So, all right. So quick couple updates. The other day, I went into, let me share my screen with you guys. All right. So let's go into, let's get you the whole damn thing. All right. So got some deal sauce here. So guys, what I did the other day, you could see was on the 4th, it was 2 days ago. So like I said, on Tuesdays, we do private community. I say private community, really it's for Subto students and Gator, because at the end of the day, that's where I come from. This is Pace Morby's and Jamil Damji's software. So why not? So I go in there, and what I wanted to do is I want to bring in some of the markets. Like, what are the top markets right now? How are we going to find that? Because again, always thinking of leads and brand new, and if we're green, even on the podcast, Get Creative Podcast, one of the things that I try to always hone in on is talking to someone who was me at one point. And I understand like that's may tick off a lot of other people that are trying to like, I already got a deal, I already done this, I've already done that. Like, let's do something higher level, and we will do those things, but also speak up, and I will get to those. But for the most part, I'm always going to talk to the greenie. What up, Victoria? Matt, Eric, what up? So this recording will be on my YouTube, by the way. See how my ADD kicks right in? Thanks, Eric. Good to see Victoria in here. Guys, Victoria is looking for homes deals. She is your Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas leader. She works the back end, supports everybody inside of Subto. She's a community leader, but we're also going to get her deals get some deals going with her. She's a resource. She's smart. So Victoria is Arkansas Northwest. So anyway, what we're going to end up doing and what we're trying to achieve here is just, again, talking to the newbie. Here we go. Top market here. So this is just some research I've done and compiled. And sorry if you've already were on the Tuesday Zoom, guys. You're going to get a little bit of this because that's private. All right. These are some of the criteria points that I was researching and we compiled. Cost of living, steady home rising in values, job growth, affordability, national rental rates. I mean, we can look at so many other metrics, but let's hone in on a few right now. Cost of living, we need to know that. We're trying to bring that down here in the country. Rising home values. Now, I want steady. New England is always, I'll tell you something where I live is in New England, and what we find out is our growth it's gradual. It's not, there's no huge peaks and valleys. They're not 10%, 20% at a time or within a short period. It's slow and steady wins the race. And then when we decrease, typically it's the same. So you can sort of see that dip. So job growth, of course, we want that. And there should be some big shakeups and changes with positive growth coming in the economy. Now that the automakers are coming in, we just had a couple billion or $1 trillion companies, or we're having the largest chip maker and manufacturer coming into America. That's insane because it's cheaper to do business here now, which is the right thing. Do business in America, so that creates jobs. Look at all those. You're going to have foreign workers potentially coming in on work visas, and they need jobs. They need housing. They need all these things. So something to watch for, like super important. Affordability, national rental rates. So right now you can see Indiana, Kentucky, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Alabama. But then I went into the top 5 secondary markets, which I like to play in. I just like sitting on the outskirts, right? Great. If we get a deal in Phoenix, yes. If we get a deal in Atlanta, great. All good. Give me those secondary markets. Give me the Gilberts. Give me the, I don't know, not even Tempe. I guess Tempe's probably pretty dope too. The whole Maricopa County is pretty good. But what I'm getting at is sitting in the outskirts. The secondary markets are also powerful. And we went through some things, Buffalo, and again, like, we hear negative things about some of those, blue states. So, all right. And then you can see the key highlights for each of these. So now what I did, I combined is the national rental rates, affordability, and you get some of these things right here. So guys, you can take this and then go inside of dealsauce. This is what I showed. Now we're improving some of the newer things you can see, and you'll see in some of the videos that I had on my YouTube. That's where you're going to find all the things. Everything I put out, I try to put on YouTube. Some of the stuff sits in dealsauce land here, which again, I'm going to touch base. Actually, I'll come back to this. I'll go back to what I was just talking about because I do want to give you guys some updates on that. But everything sits in here. I'll do some training videos. But what I was getting at is the 5 states, 6, whatever your research leads you, use the heat maps. And we have about a dozen heat maps coming. I can tell you right now, I sat on a meeting yesterday. I'm going to sit on another meeting this afternoon, all things dealsauce, and I meet almost daily on this in the software. How to improve? What are we coming? What are we doing? Fix and flip data is coming pretty soon. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Let's see what we got going on here. So yes, I have bringing dealsauce Subto tools onto YouTube world. Very minor. We got to be careful. We have a community. It's locked. It's under lock and key. But what if I can extract some of those things inside of our YouTube channel, and some of the nuggets, I'll do that. But we're not going to put out full content because A, it's not right. It's a community thing, but B, but if I feel it's valuable for the brand of dealsauce and for everybody, I think we should talk about it, and we'll extract that. So you'll see, monitor the YouTube channel. All right, I'll stop getting off topic, guys. But yes, compare those states with the hotspots. And again, this heat map is going to get so much better. 12 things are coming. Like I was saying, fix and flip data, and there's going to be 4 talking points on that. And I don't know if I should share it. I'll tell you that we're going to combine AI with fix and flip. There's an AI component coming. It's going to be pretty awesome. It's going to be your sellability score, which is the AI we have here in dealsauce. So I'll show you here. For instance, let's just go to, I'm going to do an example. Now you have a sellability score here. Let's just go into anything here. I'm going to hit this first listing. We call this the sellability score, the AI feature, everyone. So right on the main screen here, see if I can get you guys enlarged. There we go. And that's your sellability score. We're going to combine this AI data with a heat map and layering it with the best profitability for fix and flips. So it'll go by markets, but then we're going to put you in front of those people who maybe are the best flips potential. So things like that. I can't tell you that this is actually going to be any good right here. I just picked the first example, but I think you guys know what I'm getting at. So I'm pretty excited for that. We're going to then, what else we have for updates? So we'll get into it after this little housekeeping. But again, I think this is powerful to see what's coming to for you guys. You guys are here. If you're a member, thank you. Let's get you, if you're not, let me just throw this up for now. Guys, I'm putting it says before it's gone, 2-week trial. Hayes said to me he's not going to be doing it. He wanted just like the first initial people who come through that, you know, in trust in dealsauce and trust in him and his word and what we've built. After that, I think he said he's going to be doing like a 2 or 3 day trial. So just keep that in mind. Tell your friends, whatever. If someone, what I'm saying, I have to put this little disclaimer because I don't want to put 2 weeks forever. And next thing you know, I look like a liar when they pull it out and it's only 2 or 3 days. So here we're at the launch pad. This is your main screen. One of the main screens, I'll say. And this is really where we're going to put resources. You can tell that I have a video. We have a video up here of just quick little, I say quick, it's 6 minutes, but it's just a narration on where to go. We're trying to do some walkthroughs and try to give you guys some strategies in here, but I'm not trying to overdo it. We're not trying to muddy the waters here and give you too much content. However, we're going to redesign it to some degree. And I want you to come in here and I want you to be able to, I think we're going to try to bring the avatar guide in here. Let's bring the avatar series. Let's bring, bird dogging. How do I get a deal? Who am I? What market am I going to? Am I a visionary? Am I a direct to seller integrator? Am I going to just help someone in their business? Am I going to sit in the backside and do the underwriting, which we have a whole entire, other system inside of dealsauce here that comes with the basic subscription, which is pretty rad. It's in the portfolios, and that's all your underwriting. Do you just sit in there while all the visionaries go out and create some chaos and bring some contracts back or bring some leads back, and you're going to sit there and underwrite? I don't know. But what we want to do is give you the resources and give you the education and the tools and the tips and tricks to get there. So that's all coming, designing it here. We have some free resources, maybe some places to go get a crime map. How about, the school systems that we were talking about earlier? Research those things. I think just some of my favorite calculators. I use some calculators when I'm running mortgages. Granted, we have all that stuff in here, but I'm looking for like the quick calculator, something we don't have to go underwrite. Quick and dirty is the best, in my opinion. When we want to go integration, we want to go heavy, we want to go in the fine print, go underwrite. So yeah, a lot of new stuff is going to be coming out very soon here, guys. And then the interface you're going to see is going to be changing very soon here on this main dash. So little disclaimer, you'll hear it once. You'll probably hear me for the next 2 to 3 weeks talk about that. And, we're just trying to always improve. So, all right, let's get to it. See what we got going on here. Tammy, what's up? Does my microphone work now, Tammy? Are you hearing me okay? And so does not show fix and flip investors by area. So this does not show fix and flip investors by area. 100% we can. But that's some pretty rad data. It's right here. So let's say that what do you say, Fort Lauderdale? I wanted to find fix and flippers in Fort Lauderdale. At the click of like however many buttons I just did, I got 1,000 of them. And if I wanted to grab more because I just wanted this, let me go up to Deerfield Beach. Let me go over to Hollywood and we'll cover the ocean a little bit just to cover their bases. While the gerbil thinks, because we did a customized search, we just got 2,300, 2,400. So yeah, we really quickly can find the fix and flippers. Now, who are the fix and flip investors? Obviously, you saw Zillow in there. You see some big names. You know, this person did 6 flips. Now I'm talking the folks that we're bringing in here we're only counting the flips they did in this market. We're not talking about stuff they did in Arizona or Massachusetts or wherever they are, wherever they're doing business, you know, and that's under that one LLC. So what we're trying to give you is you know, Pandora's box, and then you can open Pandora's box and get crazy with it. One of my dear friends and partners on here, his name's Eric. He's up here. He gives a little yo. He's going in Pandora's box. He is opening the box. He is inside of the private money lenders. He's inside of the note holders. He's inside of the fix and flippers, trying to figure out cool ways of getting a hold of people, things to do, what to say to a private money lender on here. At the very same point, it's, you know, if you're a Gator lender in here, here's your fix and flippers. Call them up. Hey, do you guys need lending? You know, do you need any transactional lending? So pretty cool stuff here. And all at the click of a few buttons. This is a special tier. This is all going to get redesigned also, just keep in mind, in the next couple of weeks. But it says find fix and flippers. That's it. That's a different tier. It's above and beyond, guys. It's holy moly. It's down here in this upgrade button. The upgrade button's always there. Feel free to click it, go from there. I believe it's a one-time fee. So, you know, I've never seen data like this where they compiled it on a silver platter for you. So you can understand it'd be a one-time fee. They're not going to do a monthly because, I don't know, I'm guessing, I don't know this, but you'd probably have someone come in and scrape all the data. Sure, it changes. But then what? So I think to do that, they're probably just doing a one-time fee, because I do know it's super, super expensive to get and how aggregated. But I think it's well worth it. You do one deal in any of this, it's paid for itself. So pretty rad stuff there. I hope that helps you, Tammy, and I hope you can hear me. Look at Eric said, been at it 4 hours today. What up, brother? So yeah, Eric, I think we have a table at Squad Up Summit. So, you know, for you guys outside of the, I don't know, any of the community, or if you're just tuning in and you don't know who Pace Morby Subto or anything is, we're all meeting at the end of this month down in Dallas, Texas, and we are collaborating as a whole unit, about 3,000 of us, all walks of life, community members or not, to real estate's biggest event of the year. So check it out, Squad Up Summit. Send me a DM on Instagram. I can probably get you a link. And yeah, come hang out. So Eric, we're gonna have a table there for a day or two. And dealsauce, of course, it's Paces, but I think we're just gonna have a table there. So I'd love to maybe get you in front of some people, guys. If we'll get Eric out there, you guys can have some questions. Maybe it's private money lender, how to get them, what to do, maybe some tips and tricks. Eric will be a resource there. So say what's up to him. Go follow him on Instagram, Eric Irv. Tickets are almost sold out. Dang. Yeah. Victoria, your ticket better not be sold out. Can't wait to see you. All right. I get to speak there. I was just working for about 2 hours on my keynote. So I think it'll be fun. What do we say we pull a list? Let me get rid of this banner. A little obnoxious. I'll run this silly banner down here. Cool. All right, guys. So yeah, go in the comments. Yes, Victoria will be there. Love it. We got to get little Melissa a ticket, get her over there, but she's probably too busy traveling now, reestablishing. She'll be a non-working employee. All right, guys, pipe in. Let me know if you have any questions, concerns. I want to use this time on the YouTube Live for you, for people who are in dealsauce, people who are maybe experiencing some positive results. Maybe they're having a trouble, or they don't know how to search for something. Maybe they have an idea. Like, I write things down. People speak. I'm listening. Can I implement and execute everything? No, we can't. But what we can do is put it on the list. And It might be 6-12 months, but that feature might come, or that little search thing, or maybe we can get you tuned up with something. So that, again, I'm going to keep saying that over and over every freaking time I'm on something, because I feel that's one of the most powerful things is go find batch, go to YouTube, go whatever, prop stream. Who are you talking to? No one. You're going to go talk to either some virtual assistant, or you're going to go talk to nobody. You don't have a say. So I would like to think you do here. All right. What I was going to pull today on the residential side of leads, I was thinking, what would people want to get their first deal? What is easy? And what up, Mike? Expand. And if I buy an upgrade for AI in the county, yeah, let me bring this up so everyone can read it. As I'm trying to expand, if I buy an upgrade for an AI in the county, can I then be credited? Mike, it's so funny you say that. I had his name is Reginald in Texas. Reginald's like, I think he's Dallas. Maybe. Doesn't matter. Friend of ours, community member. And he said the same thing. He was buying the state of Texas. And he said, would I be credited? I will tell you this. Normally I'll be like, try not to put my foot in my mouth. But I'll say, without knowing the full actual answer, no one's going to take your money. We're not going to do you wrong. So I would say get the upgrade. And if you want to then go to the entire state, whatever the difference is, I don't know what the difference is. I don't know the numbers. There'll be some sort of credit. I would imagine that you would just pay for the difference. And that, I think, is the whole point, is to ease into it. Do a deal, do a couple of deals. You start to become experienced. We start to invest in ourselves, right? We buy more tools. I'm an electrician by trade. I'm getting rid of my tools. Well, actually, I'm trying to, but then the next thing you know, I buy a freaking $500 nail gun. But it's because it's a tool that I'm going to use to hone in my craft and do something positive, right? So the tools pay for themselves. If you ever had a problem, support@dealsauce.io. That's the place to go. And we'll take care of it. I know for a fact we'll take care of it. So, all right, we're going to go into, all right, Mike, I hope that helps. I'm going to bring this down. Tammy's asking a question. She's going to be signing up. So great, Tammy. Good to see you. And Tammy, the world has just begun for you here. You're at the ground level at DealSauce. We all are. And there's so much more coming. It's going to be the best tool. Just hang tight. And what we're going to do for this is, silly question. How do we contact them if they are an LLC? Great question, actually. It's not silly. So let's go back to that, guys. Just because the question came up, let's go back to what Tammy had said earlier. She didn't really specifically ask for Fort Lauderdale for this search criteria, but she said fix and flippers or maybe buyers. Either way, let's say we're looking for private money lenders, note holders, LLCs, corporations, doesn't matter. Whatever you're pulling. Let's say we want to pull this whole 2,300 list, and I'm going to do a list later, so you'll see this probably one more time. But this particular circumstance is going to be for finding fix and flippers in this market. Now we can fine tune this, and we're going to get more filters inside of this as we develop the silver platter. We're giving you the whole silver platter, and then we can fine tune it. Let's say that you wanted to find someone who flipped, I don't know, we don't want the big dogs all the time, right? We want to find some little guys. So let's go minimum of 2, maximum of 10. And we're just searching this small area, guys. So keep that in mind. We're not going the whole state. We're not going the whole county. We're asking us to do some pretty cool stuff. We got 237 that have a maximum of 10 flips. Now, again, just in this concentrated area. It doesn't mean just outside this blue box, they could have done some more. So keep that in mind. All right, let's say we're going to take the 237. We're going to go right here, select all 237. It just dumped it into my lead bucket right up in the right-hand corner here. That's all it takes. Couple more keystrokes and you're going to be in business. So we can take this list, all 237. If you didn't, if you came through here and you said, hey, I didn't want, I don't even know, True Green. Let's say we didn't like them. New home buyers, that's my buddy. And now we'll go Mia Property Ventures down here. Don't like them. We got 234. Boom. Take them right over to the lead trace. It's right here, this button, this red right side. 10 cents per hit. Very, very price super fair. I will say, and then just follow the prompts. You know, you can do here, always fresh. So this is a gauge, guys. I wouldn't pay it to, I would always keep it fresh, honestly, because this is saying that, hey, let's say I pulled this list and then, I don't know, 2 months later, I end up pulling some of the same list again, or there was some collateral damage and I got the same LLCs in there. What this will do is it won't refresh until, if you pulled it within 3 months, it won't charge you for that file. But if you said always, I want to always know the data is relevant or it's up to date, you keep 0 months. Or you say, hey, if anyone hits in here and I've pulled it within the last 15 months, it won't pull it. I would be very careful on this because the data always changes. We're always trying to find the best phone numbers and emails. So you want, again, this is investing in tools in your business. You should always want the best. Follow the prompts, terms and conditions. Make sure you read them. And I bet you these are Eric's credits. Eric, are these yours? What up, Tony? Will skip tracing be built in when pulling addresses? Yes, I'd like to say we will. We're striving to get there. I'll talk about that in a second. So guys, 234 leads, 10 cents. It cost you freaking $23 to go get that data. Now, I will, again, another asterisk. LLCs, the whole point of an LLC, the whole point of your corporate structure should be that there's some anonymity. I don't really want you to be able to pull my data, right? So if you're finding my data on here, my cell phone number and who I am and my LLCs, then I didn't do a good enough job. Now, the vast majority of people aren't setting up their LLCs and their businesses that way. So that's why we can get the data. But, you know, this isn't a homeowner's address. So I just want to keep in mind, if we don't have enough hits, say you pulled a 230 and you got 130, I would say that's definitely a W. That's a win in the win column. Whatever you get, it's a blessing because they're corporations. So again, keep that in mind. It's different than the residential, but the price is still the same. And that's the way to skip trace. Tony asked, and Timmy, I hope that helps. So Tony was asking about including skip tracing, which is a feature that is pretty rad. And some of our partners are already doing that. However, we want to make sure that it's very expensive. You know, and I think one of the biggest things for Pace was to say that, you know, let's just click on something here. Let's go to Justin's microfamily. We'll just type in, I don't even know. Let's go to Florida. And then we'll go to my search. Quick search, Justin's microfamily. So I have my own little search that I love to do, guys, and it's a microfamily, multifamily operator, investor. And what Tony was asking about, like, is this automatically skip traced? Would it be? So theoretically, when we click on any one of those addresses here, there should be something that pops up, maybe up in here. That would be the homeowner's name, address, phone number, maybe an email, couple phone numbers. And I've actually even seen it done before where John might be the owner here. And sometimes you're actually pulling, because the address would be used by a tenant. You might even pull their tenant in there, which is interesting, very common. And would it be included? So the click of a button, you don't have to do the whole skip trace. It's something we've been trying to push for. It's just super expensive. And again, like I was saying, the price point that Pace wanted, and wanted everybody in here. He wanted people getting leads and deals. And there's a trade-off there, you know? So I think he's a master negotiator, you know, a little bit of Donald Trump style. I'd like to think it's going to come at some point. So I'm not going to tell you it is. I'd like to tell you that they're working on it, and he is working on it, and he's been stonewalled, but he's fighting for it. So I think that's pretty rad. Long-winded answer, Tony. Guys, give it up to Tony, New England. He is a brand new. I guess I can say, like, you took over my seat in New England, which is pretty awesome. And so Tony and his wife Ashley, they're Subto New England leaders up in the Northeast. So if you guys are in New England, give them some love. Tony's a great guy. His wife's awesome. They're doing fix and flips, buy and hold. They're doing all sorts of stuff, helping newbies. And if you got any microfamily, multifamily, just make sure you call me first. Don't call Tony second. I'll call Tony. How's that? Love you, brother. Leave them. Yes. Yes. All right, cool. Tony, I was going to pull a list today, and Eric, I was going to pull a list of mobile homes on land. And it's something that not everyone thinks is sexy or desirable. I'm not talking about mobile home parks. I'm talking about straight mobile land, affordable, one of the lowest barriers of entry. Home ownership, your own land, not in a park, not in a co-op. A park, guys, someone owns it. A co-op is typically all the land's sort of owned by everybody, like a condo community. You own a fraction of the land, but you don't really own any of it. I was thinking about doing that list. I've had some good success in it. Creative finance, cash, all sides of the fence. You know, one of our favorite deals was done here in Tennessee, somewhere in here, just south of Nashville. And, you know, it was a random list. I think it may have been some sort of distress factor on it. But at the end of the day, it was vacant. We bought it cash for like $18,000 or $20,000. Now, mobile home, habitable on its own land. We turned around and sold it for $53,000 on seller finance, but the down payment was over $18,000 that we paid for. It was like $22,000 or $23,000. So we were able to walk away brand new, you know, scot-free. We became the lender, made a few thousand on the front end, became a lender on the other $25,000 to $30,000 on the note. So we created a note with that, and now we became a full-fledged lender. They paid for the property, literally what we paid for over it, and we created a note. So I think that was pretty awesome. And I think that's one of the easiest deals to do if you're going to get into creative finance. If you're going to get into the wholesale buying, selling, maybe just find the opportunity for me or someone else, and then you get to sit in the passenger seat and monetize with it too. So, like, it's so easy to make money that way. You just have to look for those opportunities, and it's a lower barrier of entry. It's a lower barrier of entry for the buyer, the end buyer. It's a lower barrier of entry for you if you're going to go out and get private money and get a private money lender, which we brought on that deal, and they get to make money. You're not using your own capital, and then at the end of the day, the deal is paid for. It's done, and you're not asking for $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. You're asking for, like, different areas, different mobile homes at different expenses, but it's not. You're not going to be buying $400,000 houses. Is what I'm trying to get at. All right, so let's pull this list. I don't know where we're going to go. I think we should probably go right where I made some money before. So, cool thing about dealsauce, I've said it once, I'll say it again. I'm going to clear these filters though, because I did put my search feature in there. All right, so Sunbelt, you know, hit some of the southern states, some of the warmer areas. Let's go into, we can do a custom draw. So, you know what? Let's just do this whole market. Maybe we'll do the state of Tennessee. Let's just do that. See what that comes up as. Because on other features, I know you can't search other states. So let's go to the filters now. We have to add these in. All right, I'm still locked out. All right, so let's hold on, because I was doing something different. Did my quick search. Let me refresh, guys. Just an easier way of me doing something. Tennessee. I'm not going to go active on market. I'm not going low equity. Actually, you know what we might do? We might do free and clear. So I'll leave that tab. And you can see that we have the presets here, your condos, your apartments, multifamilies, all those things. I think I'm going to try to get rid of them. Let's get rid of all of this. I've never done this search before. I've stumbled across the mobile homes, put it that way, and some of these really good deals, which then you do a good deal, you're like, oh, it opens up Pandora's box to go dive into that. So it says we have 151,000 mobile homes, free and clear. Perfect. Years of ownership, we can manipulate that. We can do individuals, we can go businesses. We can try to hone this down a little bit to go individuals. And maybe we use that. And again, I might put a filter on here, guys, and we can pull it right off, you know? Yeah, Tony, this is good. I'll leave this up. And I might take this filter and see what it looks like, but I might pull it off or I might manipulate it. Let's say like they've owned it. You know what we should do? We should see if it was, I like to push the boundaries and see what I can get for data. This is going to be a stretch. 20 years. Oh, damn. 41,000 people. 41,000 mobile homes are free and clear individuals, 20 years of ownership. Interesting. I might run with it. So then we can say that it hasn't sold. No, we can put some lean data on here too. And that's what I was thinking. We might just give it a little bit of a touch, or I'll use AI. Even though everyone can't do the same search features I'm doing, I'm pulling the list, I'm paying for it, I'm giving it away. So that's also the benefit of like being here as well. If you don't have the feature, then let me get you the feature. Assignment of rent, judgment, general liens, HOA, mechanics, tax, liens, deceased. Let's see what they have a deceased probate, because I say this, not every state is created equal on this deceased thing. 386. Although I can pull this list, and I may come back and pull it, I'm not going to go. It's just too low of a list. I think we want to get a bigger one. Let's go with a tax lien, because if you're free and clear, you might not be paying your taxes. Maybe someone passed away. Oh, 19. Let's keep going here. How about this? We'll just do the AI. Lot size, maybe we'll do this too, just so they have their own land. Let's see if we can give you 1 acre. That might be a good search filter. Yeah, 27,000. That's a good one. 20 years, you have 1 acre minimum. Pretty dope. See how we're whittling this down? We're stacking and layering the data. Stacking and layering. Now, again, you can say, hey, give me 3 bedrooms or more. I don't really care for that. I think I couldn't even tell you what that one property was, but I don't care. We made money with it. I don't think there's many 1 bedrooms out there. Put it that way. So that doesn't matter to me. The bathrooms don't matter to me. Year built doesn't really matter to me right now, because I'd almost want it to be 1970s, where the financing is going to be questionable because of the fact that I want this thing free and clear, or I want it seller finance to me, or I want it at a steep discount, or I'm paying cash or creative finance, and then I can just know that I have a good deal on my hands and seller finance it maybe. Let's see what this list looks like. All right, and then we'll do a wholesale score of 650 as the minimum. Again, I'm just trying to whittle down. 181. I'll look at it. Let's look at this just for the sake of it. So right at the top here, we have some wholesale deals that other folks have. So we have Mark and Daniel. And these are, oh, look at it. That's pretty new. Deal expires on 3/30, 3/24. So trying to put you in front of deals and opportunities. So now we did a 650 score minimum, all layered. Let's go with drop down here. Guys, we're going to go into AI wholesale score filtering. So now I want to aggregate the data. We said as a minimum, we're going to be 650. So don't give me anything less than 650 on the wholesale score. If you don't know what that is, I'm going to show it right here. We have the 3 sellability scores, 600 for retail, meaning it's going to go most likely in the retail, rental in the middle at 637, then sell at a discount within 90 days. Again, the likelihood 948. So it's clearly showing there's some issues going on here. Long-term owner, free and clear, but we're not seeing pre-foreclosure. We're not seeing, well, therefore it's tax liens. So we have some extra stuff down here, of course, you can see in other wholesale scores, but like this, picture this. All these stacked data here, they're at a wholesale score of 851. But we have Deborah, who doesn't show all those things, but she's got a higher score. So they're seeing something. The algorithm, the AI is seeing something in the background that we can't pick up on. That's all it is. And the AI is not touched by any humans. every month. It just reads people data and it reads the whole country, wherever it's picking up the data, and it just keeps layering and stacking. So theoretically, every month it should get better because it's picking up on people data. Pretty wild. And I think this is just the beginning. So we can pull this list. I mean, 181. I'd like to get a bigger one, but guys, we have distress, distress, distress. And we can also parlay this with, let's see if we can actually see if anyone's on market. Yeah, just to see. All right, so there's one on market. Commercial garage, well, 3-bedroom septic. Interesting. So this is a mobile home. Could be a mobile on land. Free and clear. You got your agent's information right here. Let's see how many days was on market. Dang, 171 days. So I'd verify if that's still stuck on market. If it's still on market, it's 3.7 acres, Smoky Mountains, foothills. Property is 2.25. And you got Brett right here, his number, his email. I mean, there's no excuses. You didn't have to pay for this. This isn't skip traced. This isn't data that like only I get. Everyone gets this data if it's on market. We're going to try to get you all the agent information to then just make the decision. Pick up the phone, write an email, write a text message, do something. And hey, Brett, what's going on with the property over at 1115 Millstone Gap Road in Seymour, Tennessee? Catch me up. What's going on? And then it's 94 is what it says. And even if, guys, I bought a property the same way up in my neck of the woods up in New Hampshire. It was, the property actually had a deeded mobile home on it, and it was gone. So it still showed as mobile home. They may be pulling the mobile homes off this, and it might just be land ready again. Has the commercial garage, has the bedroom septics, has everything ready for a new mobile. And that's an opportunity too. Like, I don't expect everyone to understand how to monetize every piece of property. Not everything can, but let's say that this comes up as a mobile home, but you call Brett and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, there's actually no mobile on there. It's a piece of land with all the fixings we're ready for somebody to bring their own or build a house. Like, that could be such a dope deal where, I don't know, maybe it's tiny homes. Use it to open the Pandora's box. I'll just keep using Pandora's box today. It's the Thursday word of the day. And, you get to layer this data. You also have to look at it with a different lens. So there's always opportunities. All right. We'll get back from the active on market. So we're back to 181. Let's throttle this down to 650. I'll just do 500. 500 is a tipping scale on the sellability score of being on the other, 12,000. That's pretty awesome. We're on the other side of the fence now, meaning not 499. Sure, these people are just over that hump of 500. And we're saying then after 500, you're on the other fence of more likely to sell at a discount. So let's see what that looks like. I think that's pretty awesome too. That we have a 1 acre minimum too. Clarksville, just outside of Nashville, pretty good stuff. Shelbyville, all this stuff. This is good. So again, we could, for an example purposes, anyone watching this now or in the future, you can say, hey, I actually know Tennessee. I don't want to be down over by Jackson. I don't want to go towards Memphis, that area. I actually want to stay on this whole, middle corridor. Or actually, I know Tennessee fairly well. Excuse me. They even like the bankruptcy records, how bankruptcies are run in Tennessee, I think they call it Tennessee West, Middle, East. So you can just say, hey, I just want the middle. So we could just draw a line like this with the polygon tool. Now that's the tool that I have on the right-hand corner on the map, if you're not seeing this. And we just changed it to 3,700 on that corridor. That's pretty dope. And again, more than 250 square miles. Other systems, other softwares, they limit you, they give you that throttle. And that was one of the things we came in here like, definitely do not throttle us. We are Subto, we are crazy people in this world. and beyond. So that's the reason for that. But I think that's pretty awesome too. So just know that you can manipulate your search. We could do this. Let's see what happens here. I just want to show you guys some of the features that you can expand on. Don't let these borders hold you back. And then we can go in a little bit more and say search here. So we may be bringing some things in there. Let's see if we would have Kentucky up there. We'd have to go find them. Let's do this. Just add Kentucky. No, they're not going to bring up 2,000 blue dots. All right, we'll have to go find them. Yeah, Tony, it's like, it is insane. I was just talking about that. You have to do the work. So, all right, those are for, this is when I go off the rails here. We're going to go back to Tennessee. We're going to go back to, let's get rid of this polygon. All right, back to 12,000. So we honed it in. Again, there's not 12,000 blue dots here, guys, but showing you can manipulate the search features. All right, we could pull this. Any other little filters that someone may want to see? I saw there was one that could be absentee. We could look at that. There's a feature that I have a couple more. Well, we have about 50 to 60 more requests on search features. You know, like I said earlier, the other day was schools. One of the ones that I want to put in here is, I don't want to say that one. I even want to go to like, I mean, I'm looking for information on prison. Like, is there a prison record? Like, have people been to prison? We're looking for mortgage turndowns. I mean, we're looking for so many different things. Some of the stuff that no one's ever asked. You're not going to see it on here. Well, let's go out of state. Let's just see what that does. So we went from 12,000 to 237 potential out of states. Again, that's a cool little list to do yourself. Like, that's a cool, I mean, I can just, again, guys, you're just layering stuff. Let's go to, we went from 10 years to 20 years or vice versa. Yeah, we just doubled it. But we're going to go back to that last feature. I think I'm going to pull that 12,000. Whatever you're doing, make sure it sticks on the left-hand side too here, guys. That's how you know it's going to stick in your search feature. And I have to get rid of this. All right, we're back to 12,000. Pretty large list. But there, we're filtering it down. Again, one last step, one last sequence just to show everybody. We went 500 on the AI score. So we did the whole state. You're going to get the whole state with AI, 500 and above. We're going to go free and clear. So we want people that most likely, now it could say free and clear, and you might have someone who pulled a HELOC and did something that some little Boomtown County didn't record, or they recorded it, but they didn't report it. So you might get someone who says, oh, I pulled a small mortgage on it. Perfect. They still want to sell, that's fine. But for all intents and purposes, when we're searching, free and clear, individuals. Now we could turn that off and go to businesses if you so choose. I don't think we want to, because we already have enough data here. Again, but my curiosity peaks in me here. We went from 12,000. Oh, it's very similar. So there's really, but it looks like there's not many people owning business. I don't know. There's probably 300 businesses that owned a mobile home on land. So 20 years. Again, there's some indications here. We're going senior owner, or we're going in a different direction rather than business, just so you guys know. Wholesale, mobile home, individuals. Got it. Final answer. Don't know what happened there. Must have hit the button. So, all right, guys. So is the higher, let me bring up Tammy's question. So is the higher the better because it means the owner is in a bad position? Yes. If you're talking about the sellability score, the AI score, just to give you guys, before we pull this list, just to give you some clarity and to answer Tammy's question, great question. The sellability score here. Here, I'll bring one up, Clarksville. I just heard that, didn't just hear this, but Nashville in general is putting in like X amount of $1 billion to their downtown, and more than they've already have. So here it is, like this is prime. I mean, this thing's pulsating. So it's very likely to sell at a discount within 90 days. I'll bring up this little sellability. Represents the chance of a property selling at a discount within 90 days. A property with a high score is more likely to sell at a discount. Higher the score, the more distress, something in the back, something behind the scenes. We can't distinguish. Obviously, you can put some of the puzzle pieces together when you see, if it has some tags on it, the deal sauce types. But I love seeing properties with high numbers when you don't see any tags, because they're not hitting all the lists that people are generally pulling. Excuse me. And then you can see that she had a $20,000 loan on this thing back in 2010. It may have matured already. So she's potentially paid off. And maybe going to sell this little bad Larry over here in Clarksville. All right. Let's see what Mike says. As I'm trying to set up my included zip code, what's the best way to find the best place to use that? I'm in Salt Lake County, Utah. Mike, I know you have, so Utah's a non-disclosure state, although that's one of the first focal points in dealsauce that we worked on. Right away, we were hammering down on Utah, Texas, New York. I mean, what is it, Illinois? I think there's a bunch of non-disclosure states. If you want your backyard, I always recommend people doing their backyard. In 30 days, you can change your zip. Every 30 days, you can change your zip code, which is pretty awesome too. So you're not married to it for too long. And then I think the point of the story is like, you get the zip. We wanted you to get introduced to the AI, to then start doing deals, to then you'll just get nationwide, state, county, most likely state. And you're off to the races because you're just reinvesting and it's one-time fee. But again, to answer you, to stay on topic and stay with your question, honestly, I would pick, it's wherever your market is, wherever you plan on doing deals. Now, I'm in the Northeast up here, but I also have stuff in Florida and Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina. I mean, I'm everywhere. So, but I don't need my AI there. I would pick a place based off, research. So like we said, I'm not trying to deviate too much for you guys either, but just from Mike's question, whether you're stuck and you don't have any idea where to go, if you're going to go long-term rentals, if you're a buyer, if you're a wholesaler, depends on what your strategy is too. If I'm looking for a micro family, I'm looking for my multifamily, small multifamily, I'm going to use it in my backyard, but where I want to rent, you're a landlord. So pick your market, do your research, plenty of ways to do it. And look at the trending data, look at the movement of people, and pick a market, pick a secondary market, get a zip code, and then hone in off of that. Another feature I'll just parlay before I pull this list, guys. We're going to pull 12,000 records. And guys, I want you to, actually, let me hide this. So Mike, I hope that helps you. Let me create a banner just so you guys can actually, I wasn't planning on this. So free list. DM me at Real Estate Justin on IG. If there's no automatic response, it's going to be probably Shell, my manager assistant, who does a lot for us. Between her and myself, I'll get you that list. But you got to put your email and name. Give me your full name too, please, so I know who I'm talking to. I get people with like their investment businesses on their Instagram and stuff. They're like, "Hey man, what's going on? We just met. Don't know who you are." I'd love for you to be my friend, and not have to ask you who your name is, what your name is. So we'll pull this list right now, guys, but you got to DM me. Feel free to give me a like too for doing it, if you don't mind, or subscribe on YouTube. Let's get this. I'm going to go into the lead bucket. We removed everything that was there, I believe. So if there was some leads and stuff in here or some other things that we were doing, just hit the reset button. It will obviously have nothing in there, but that's how you clear it. Oh, hold on. Let me share my screen. There we are. All right. Like I was saying, if you had leads in here, guys, your lead bucket, get them out. You would just hit the reset button here, clear it out. Then you're going to go take this, import a new list. The other strategy would be if you wanted to take, like, let's just say you only wanted the first 25 or whatever was in here, you can then shift this over to your portfolio. So then you can do send to portfolio, send to portfolio. I'm probably going to create something now. It's taking all these addresses and you're going to dump them into a brand new one. You can save the duplicates. You can save duplicates, skip them. You can put them in another list. You can add a portfolio or put them into, like, maybe a partner who's underwriting, or maybe you're saying, here, I'm going to create this bucket, this portfolio that says, to be skip trace list. And these are all the things that I skip traced that I'm trying to go after. And so now it's a marketing strategy. So you can do that all here. We'll cancel. And I'm going to reset and do it over. All right. So again, 12,000, says 12.1K. Pretty rad. Let's take a look. All right, over 500. So you can see 501s, 500s, and so on and so forth. Free and clear, board investor, absentee owner, awesome stuff. A lot of people are absentee owners here. Looks at Dixie, you got Patsy, some Tennessee names. Love it. All right. Skip trace. Continue. I'm going to always have fresh data. I'm going to read all this. I'm a fast reader. There we go. All right. Here we go. So what I'm going to do, so I don't enter any of this stuff, it's going to ask me some information. I'm going to pull this list, and I'm going to get you guys either, I don't want to inundate everybody, right? So I will probably maybe section it off. So if the folks who get it, we're not all calling the same person, when I'll robo-dialing, calling, texting, whatever it is, I'll break it up, maybe in, like, I don't know, quarters, thirds, halves, whatever. And also, when we pull 12,000, are we going to get duplicates? So who are there multiple owners? So we'll whittle this down. And also, I might not get every record, right? So the ones we don't get records for, we don't get charged for. And let me see here. And that we want to make sure that, it's only the quality stuff. So that's pulling lists, guys. And that's going to be a cool little strategy. And I would like to say, like, again, for now, if it's evergreen, if you guys watch this in the future, they may be updated lists. So I'd like to say that we're only going to probably release this list for like a week. So if you're watching this now and maybe a week later, you can get it. But we don't want too many people calling on it, right? We want people to have a good time. I'm going to leave these in here. Actually, I'm going to send this to portfolio. I have to keep track of this too. All right. Cool. Hey, Mike, I hope that helps when you were asking about picking your AI market. All right. What else do we have for housekeeping, guys? Because I'm going to try to keep these to about an hour. Let me see how much time I have left. Any questions on the side chat, please hit them up. Let me go into what I haven't been into is Instagram. Let me do that now. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right, so I'm here, but I can't get the old stuff back. So my bad if you're on Instagram. I don't know if it piped through here. I know we get some Facebook stuff and some YouTube, but my bad if you were on Instagram and I didn't answer those questions. Next time I will. So Tammy's saying that she'll be boots on the ground. Awesome stuff, Tammy. Fort Lauderdale. Tammy, I'd love to know what you're if you're looking like what are you looking to do? Are you brand new in the industry? Are you brand new? Feel free to like throw some things in, because what I would then use your words for is how do I then make this better? How do we make it better here to suit someone as a Tammy coming in? What would you be looking for? What guidance do you need? What little cheat sheet would benefit Tammy? And if there's nothing, then that's great. But if there is something, I'd love to hear about it, because again, we want to make this the best place and the best, like we want Tammys to come in, folks like that, of all walks, all shapes, all life forms, and just like, here you go, pick something. So we're gonna have some avatar stuff in there. Let's see what Tammy says. All right, let me go back to, let's see here, screen. All right. Cool stuff. So guys, I'm going to probably put some of this stuff in resources. If not, take screenshots, come back on the YouTube channel, take screenshots if you want. Not saying you have to go into these markets, but what I'm trying to lead everyone to do is to also collaborate inside of this, inside the software, and take this, use it in comparison. You can even just do a heat map inside of Tennessee. This is valuations. And again, kind of going back to what I said earlier, obviously the Smoky Mountains got some love because of all the Airbnbs and all the COVID and everyone hitting those big markets. But the whole center, like I said, is pretty dope little spot. Now, you have Nashville, but you have these other counties that are actually better. So this county is average price is $980,000 for the average home. It's probably exclusive as heck, or maybe just a smaller amount of homes. But Clarksville up there, I know they have some good stuff, and there's some other great spots there. So use this heat map to your advantage. Find the markets. Like I told you, Arkansas. Our friend Victoria is in Arkansas, northwest market. From Fort Smith all the way north, good stuff. So there are key indicators to also, you can correlate the map with that, parlay it with it. Great. All right. Cool stuff. All right. So we have that. Housekeeping's good there. We have all this information here. Oh, another little update coming out. Cool stuff that you guys haven't been able to see. We have seller finance portion coming on the new cards. So the new creative finance cards. Well, we have the creative finance underwriting inside of this. So guys, in your basic subscriptions, I hope that you are seeing that. Basic subscriptions has all the underwriting too. All the tools we give. But what you're going to get is also a seller finance piece in here that with the developers just didn't add because we ran out of time. There's so much to build. And I'll show you what I mean. All right, so this is an old deal. Just click on it. So you can see here that we have some creative underwriting. However, let's go back and you see here all these blue dots. So comps, creative, cash. Cash is a wholesale max allowable offer. We're giving you the formula in there and some of the things to think about. Inside of the creative, though, this is where it gets pretty comprehensive. Creative isn't, the easiest strategies. You have some pieces to the puzzle we want you to be aware of. But what we're trying to do is stimulate you to know, like, all right, these are all the things you got to think about. Cash to seller, what's the arrears, what's the agent getting, what's your assignment or what's the assignment on here, what's your closing costs, your expenses. And you can see that hard money, private money is here. So in between here, I had asked to put that in there. So you can't, it's not there right now. A little behind the curtain, but seller finance terms. Let's say that you had the seller finance deal or it's, you know, the PITI, there's an existing mortgage, excuse me, at 5.67. I want my equity. Well, what's your equity? Right here. We could put that in here. So a little more upgrades, more things that are coming. So before I forget, I want you guys to see that. All right, cool. Guys, any more questions, please feel free. Go to the YouTube channel. There's more stuff there. Use something you want to see, please put a comment in. Give me some love on those comments. Put something in there. Say, hey, what about, you know, you did a low equity. Let's go with another one. Can you make this video? I'll see those. And if I don't see it, hit me again. Hit me on the DMs on Instagram. Hit me on the Instagram. But also, like I said, guys, if you want the list, we're going to pull those lists from Tennessee today. I'll probably break it up into like two different batches when we get it pulled. We'll clean it up and then put your name, put your email. We're going to be able to get it to you because I'm not going to be able to upload that into Instagram. And we'll get that over to you. And we want to hear if there's any success. If you don't have a means of using that list, then squat up with someone to get that list. Let me stop sharing here so you guys can. Yeah, we want you guys to squat up on that list. So new to this program, but RE agent since 2005. Awesome, Tammy. Well, you're in the right place. And what I would say is if you still have friends in the business, talk creative, talk to those agents. You know, 2005, if you're an agent from then, you've come up in the business with a lot of people, and there's a lot of folks don't like being educated either. They don't like changing. You're obviously here. You're also in a filtered environment, so you're changing. You're trying to adapt with the latest, what's going on. There's a lot of folks who need your help, and agents that you once knew or brokers, and they put cotton balls in their ears when it comes to creative finance or something alternative than anything that's non-traditional. You have a way of impacting and making money just in that little circle you probably have, or a larger circle that you have. So I would say stimulate that circle, talk to the old people, call those listings that you might know locally that are days on market that are too long. I know you didn't ask for this, but I'm actually going to do something. Let me double check to make sure I'm not going to miss an appointment. Because I want to hang out for a couple more minutes, guys. All right, 1 second, guys. Looking at my calendar, see if I can stay with you guys a little bit longer. I can. Okay, got a few minutes. So let's do this. Tammy, I want to bring something up for you if you haven't seen this. I know you were looking on YouTube. That's great. Don't forget. Let's go Florida. Now we have a lot of listings in Florida right now. I think that made some headlines. Definitely made some headlines that I think they have some of the most active on market listings, or the most listings in the country. Do I dare say that? Well, let's go active listings, low equity, and then we'll search by mortgage information. We can go, let's go with 4.5%. I want to see if we can whittle this number down a little bit. So the max threshold about an estimated mortgage value of 4.5%. So there's 2,500 of those. So tons of properties. We can hone in on the East Coast. So we can go, where's Fort Lauderdale's right there. All right. So we can do something like this. Travel the whole coast. We'll draw this line. Try to bring up those properties only. And we have 265. Now we just whittle it down. Just go in. We have all these different you can go back into the filters. We can say all listings. Let's go properties. Now we can say get rid of the condos, get rid of the townhomes. We can go after the mobile. Sure, why not? We're talking about it today. 175. I think we just removed about 100 properties from our list. So this is theoretically everybody who's around that 4.5% interest rate, and just trying to get you in front of some really good, on market stuff. Now, picking up the phone. So, Tammy might have better access than someone on the outside because she's been an agent since 05. But anybody should just be able to call Michelle right now, email Michelle, call, text, and say, hey, Michelle, catch me up to speed on Cascade Falls Circle. What's going on? It's been on the market for 52 days. It says it's 31,000 below value. It's going for $1 million. What's going on? I can see really nice pictures. And I can also see that, oh boy, all right. So we have a line of credit. So it looks like they may have taken 300. Who knows what they may have had it up to 300. And they still might have a 2021 loan at 2.65%. Oh goodness, a VA. So they might have $500,000 on there they could have a line of credit on there too, guys. So we have 800 and change, or give or take. Again, all estimated. So that's, their equity. It's not the greatest. So we'll catch you up to speed. What's going on? How do I get you guys out of this house? What do you guys need to do? And there could be an opportunity for somebody. And it looks like they already have another house. They could potentially have another house already. So yeah, trying to give you guys all the information, everything you need to get, a little saucy, we'll say it. All right, cool. Again, good housekeeping. I hope this was beneficial for everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Deal Sauce, we're here every Thursday. Bring your questions, bring your concerns, bring your, lists or whatever you want to do. If you want that list, go over my Instagram at Real Estate Justin. Hit me a DM, name, phone number. No, name and email. You want to leave your phone number? Cool. I'll save it. And we'll get you that list. Then we'll do some deals. And then hopefully in the next weeks and months, like that might trickle through. These lists that we pull will trickle through. Someone's going to speak up and say, hey, look what I got from Deal Sauce. And we'll go into it. And we'll hammer it out together. And then maybe we can do a deal structure of some sort. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate everyone here. And I will see you on next week. Again, be paying attention. We have some challenges coming out. We're going to have Jamil's going to be doing some lives. Pace is going to be doing some lives. I'm going to be along with Pace doing lives. And then if in a couple of weeks also, Squad Up Summit, Dallas, Texas, check it out. You want to go to Squad Up Summit, send me a DM. I'll get you a link. And there might be a discount or something in there too. I might be able to pull something. So no promises. I'll see you guys in the next one.